They thought it was just a tree, until it fell in a way that no one could control.
Welcome back to NextGen Timber, where modern forestry meets raw force. Precision cutting, unstable terrain, heavy equipment, and the kind of risk that never gives workers a second chance. Under experienced hands, the power wedge shows exactly why modern forestry depends on more than brute strength. This is controlled force, applied step by step, giving the operator a much safer way to guide the tree compared with old hammer methods. Instead of guessing and hoping the trunk moves correctly, the wedge adds pressure with precision. That is what separates professional timber work from reckless cutting. The machine provides the power, but technique decides the outcome. Then the mood shifts completely. A difficult job, a strong machine, and an operator who clearly understands the wood come together. Suddenly, the whole process looks smoother than it really is. The cuts are clean, the movement is controlled, the pressure is managed instead of forced. That is the strange thing about skilled forestry work. When it is done right, people watching from the outside may think it looks easy. In reality, every small decision is carrying risk. This is exactly what NextGen Timber is about. Giant trees, unstable loads, helicopter logging, dangerous cuts, cracked timber, overloaded machines, heavy recovery work, and operators working inches away from disaster. If you want more real forestry action, chainsaw operations, heavy equipment, extreme logging sites, and raw moments from deep in the woods, subscribe to NextGen Timber and join the crew. Drop a comment with the craziest moment you see in this episode. And that leads directly into one of the biggest truths in forestry. Accidents are not always caused by machine failure. A huge number of them happen because someone underestimates the risk. They rush the setup. They assume the tree will behave. They trust luck instead of planning. In this industry, that kind of thinking is expensive. Deep in the dense Suriname forest, a caterpillar loader drags massive timber through rough ground while the engine growls under load. Mud, hidden roots, deep ruts, uneven terrain, none of it makes the job simple. The machine keeps pushing forward because that is what it was built to do. That raw engine sound tells you how much force is moving through the drivetrain. This is not clean showroom equipment. This is real forestry power under pressure. Then the operation moves into helicopter logging, one of the most extreme and impressive methods in the industry. Huge logs rise straight out of the canopy while the helicopter fights weight, wind, and gravity at the same time. It is expensive, no question. But in terrain where roads are impossible and ground access would destroy the landscape, aerial logging becomes the smartest option available. It is precision lifting on a scale most people never see. Next comes a burning tree, and immediately the question becomes obvious. What caused it? A lightning strike, internal rot, friction, or damage near a power line? A burning trunk is not just strange to watch. It is dangerous because fire weakens the structure from the inside. Once the strength of the wood changes, the fall path becomes far harder to predict. In forestry, fire and timber pressure are a bad combination. In rough forestry terrain, traction is not a small detail. It is the difference between control and chaos. Another clip proves that some terrain simply was never meant for a trailer truck. Tight turns, deep mud, unstable ground, and oversized equipment create problems fast. Then we see another risky setup, chainsaw work from a ladder. It may look practical to someone inexperienced, but ladders remove stability at the exact moment the operator needs, maximum balance and control. A chainsaw already demands focus. Add height, shifting branches, and awkward footing, and the risk multiplies fast. Someone mentions waterlogged timber next, and heavy is an understatement. Wet wood changes everything. The weight distribution changes. Pulling force changes. Balance, traction, and machine response all change. Equipment that normally handles timber comfortably can suddenly start fighting resistance like it is dragging concrete through mud. Then we get a clean example of proper planning. The fall direction is clearly selected before the saw ever touches the wood. That is real forestry discipline. Escape paths, lean angle, nearby obstacles, trunk pressure, and weight balance all have to be considered first. When a machine begins struggling for traction, that usually means it is already working near its limit. Operators have to recover grip quickly before the entire setup slides backward or loses position completely. Then comes the tense moment everyone watches closely. The tree starts moving. Luckily, it misses the target this time, but only barely. Right away, another house nearly pays the price for blind confidence and amateur cutting. That is the dangerous thing about tree work. Trees do not care how confident someone feels. They respond only to weight, tension, gravity, and direction. One wrong cut can turn a normal job into a serious disaster. Then the Spalfix S4-15 Vario enters the scene and completely changes the rhythm. Cutting and splitting happen in one smooth automated process. Logs move through the machine with controlled speed, while manual handling is reduced to almost nothing. Machines like this show where modern firewood production is heading. Less brute labor, more precision, faster output, and cleaner workflow. Then winter terrain takes over. Ice, mud, slope angle, and weight combine into one uncontrolled slide. The truck starts drifting, and it becomes clear the driver is no longer fully in command. Once traction disappears on terrain like this, machines stop being machines and become passengers. Fortunately, the harness system does exactly what it is designed to do. Safety gear never looks dramatic until the exact second it prevents a serious injury. In forestry, protective equipment is not decoration. It is survival equipment. Then comes another classic warning sign: a man, a chainsaw, and a ladder. That combination almost never ends comfortably. Later, the shouting returns. Come on, man, bring it on. In forestry footage, yelling usually means one of two things. Something is stuck, or something dangerous is already happening. Then the cracking starts. In logging, that sound changes everything instantly. Cracking timber is often the final warning before control disappears. Once wood under tension begins splitting unexpectedly, operators know the situation can change faster than anyone can react. Then someone points out the size of the next tree. This is a big one. In forestry, those words mean more than just a large trunk. They mean more weight, more stored energy, more preparation, and less room for mistakes. Moments later, gravity reminds everyone that it never negotiates. Preparation matters because once the tree begins moving, there is no pause button. A small mistake in angle, tension, cut depth, or escape positioning can turn a clean operation into chaos immediately. These are the moments where silence hits after impact because everyone understands how close the outcome really was. It might look like a shortcut, but in tree work, shortcuts are usually where the trouble starts. That is the world of NextGen Timber. Modern forestry power, dangerous tree work, helicopter logging, heavy timber recovery, advanced firewood machines, unstable terrain, and operators making split-second decisions around massive natural force. Subscribe now for more extreme forestry operations, raw machine power, and real timber work from the toughest job sites in the woods.